Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. My name is Constance and I thought I would bring you into the kitchen here today and just kind of have a little bit of a chat and catch you up on some things that have been going on around here at the homestead this past week. Now, well, first of all, actually before I get into this week, I wanted to give a little bit of an update on the abandoned orphan squirrel that my son and daughter-in-law found a few months ago. Those of you who join me on my live streams on Saturday mornings, my coffee and scriptures, I was actually live when they found this baby squirrel. Itty bitty, maybe a week old, and they nursed it, they took care of it. Of course, I squirrel sat and cared for it while they were both at work. But as it was getting bigger, as it was becoming just a straight up squirrel, they just weren't sure about going through the process of releasing him into the wild. And they actually found a squirrel rescue very close to where we live. And so they were able to take the baby squirrel to the rescue, and the rescue was, you know, they looked at him and said, wow, he looks great. He's super healthy. And we just got an update this week. It looks like he is about to be released out into the wild. So the little baby squirrel survived, and it looks like he's gonna make his life out there in, you know, with all the other squirrels and live his happy squirrel life. So something else I did this week, a little bit of a project, was when we bought our house here, there was some things that were left behind. There were like pieces of furniture, and you know, some of it we kept, some of it we didn't. But outside on the upper deck, you know, we have this elevated deck outside that's like built actually over my bedroom. In the summer, it's a gazillion degrees out there, so you can't even go out there. But it has an amazing view, and I wish it was, you know, a little bit nicer that we could use it all the time. Well, the people that we bought the house from left an outdoor table and chair set out there, and it was kind of beat up and kind of ugly. And so I decided, you know what, I would like to put that thing to use, particularly because, you know, we lost that massive stone and wood table when we had our septic system replaced recently. And so I thought, well, let me go grab that table and chairs that are up there, and I'll bring them downstairs and take them outside. And I started working on it a little bit. I took a wire brush and I scraped and I scrubbed, and I got all of the loose paint off, scraped off a lot of the paint that wasn't loose, so I could get it down to a fresh, you know, fresh surface. And then I wanted to paint the chairs and the table, and I didn't go to the store. This was kind of a spur of the moment project. And so I just looked at, well, what paint do I have out there in the workshop? And so I just kind of used what I had. And so I painted the chairs a pewter, because that was the one can of paint that seemed the most full of all of my cans of spray paint. But unfortunately, I only had enough to do the chairs. So I painted the chairs the pewter color, and then I went ahead and I grabbed another can of random spray paint that I have, and I painted the table. I think it's called Summer Squash or something like that. Just kind of a bright yellow color. Cleaned off the glass, got it nice and clean. So now I've got at least a little sitting area out there where I can, you know, have a cup of coffee in the morning and just enjoy some peaceful time out there, and really just enjoy this beautiful autumn weather that we're having. Now I do still need to refinish the seats. They have like a fabric covering and way too much cushioning on them, almost like a pillow, and so those still need to be refinished, but we can use them for the time being until I get around to doing that. And then speaking of projects, I wanted to talk very quickly about my countertop here. So when we started working on the kitchen, we started on this side first. We ripped out those hideous, and apologies if the person who made them ever sees this video, they just were not functioning. They were just not suitable for our needs. But we ripped those all out, those hutch kind of structures, and we installed, you know, actual cabinets, and then we put in the butcher block countertops. And, you know, I've never had butcher block countertops before. And initially I used, I want to say like some mineral oil on them to seal them. But immediately I was having issues with staining. And so I decided to go ahead and seal them with like a lacquer or polyurethane or whatever it was I used. Well, that's not holding up. And it's not holding up probably because there was oil on there. Even though I cleaned them, I sanded them, all that stuff, I didn't get it all off, I don't think. And so there are spots here and there where the coating is peeling off. So I knew at some point I'm going to end up redoing this side with the counters, but I wasn't sure what exactly I wanted to do because I really wanted something to be food safe. Even though I'm not doing a whole lot of stuff on here, you know, I am like rolling out bread dough and stuff like that. So I would much prefer this to be a surface that is truly food safe. And so I did some reading and did some looking around online and doing my homework on it. And I came across a product that is totally food safe. And it reinforces the wood, it hardens the wood, it makes it much more durable. And they have a version that is a stain and it deepens and it makes the color so much more richer. Well, the kitchen side of the sink, most of you know, we have not yet completed. There is a temporary countertop that is over there. And at this moment, the actual countertop that's going to go there, which is the same as this, it's the acacia wood butcher block, is out in my workshop. And so this week I worked on sealing it and everything with this product. So it's by the Real Milk Paint Company. It is a blend of dark tung oil. Now they have a light version too that doesn't really change the color of the wood, but I really wanted to deepen the color of this wood to kind of tone down just the stripiness of it. I love the differences in the color and all of that, the wood grain and everything, but it was just too stripy to me. And so I wanted to stain this to make it a richer color. And so I ordered it's called Dark Half. So it's half tung oil, but it's the dark version. And then it's also, it has a solvent in it, but it's citrus. It's totally, completely food safe, totally natural. And it smells like oranges. So when you're using it, it doesn't make the workshop stink, which is where I've been working. And y'all, the color of the wood is absolutely stunning. Now, when you use this, you know, you want to saturate the wood, you want to let it soak in. And even though this jug is for 100 square feet, my 10-foot butcher block out there soaked up almost the entire jug. And you know, you just keep on soaking it in, you just keep on soaking it in until it pretty much cannot take any more. And so I ordered another jug because at some point I'm going to sand all this down, get all the finish off of these two pieces, and I'm going to do the same thing on this side so that everything matches. And y'all, the color of that wood is so pretty now. I love it. Now this company, they actually recently rebranded and changed their name to the RMP company, I think it is, or something like that. But I will put a link to them in the video description down below where you can check this stuff out if you're interested in it. I did actually have someone reach out to me asking about what I did to seal the wood. And I told them, you know, what I did I wasn't too happy with, and I'm going to do something else. This is what I'm doing. And oh my goodness, like I said, that wood is so pretty now. I'm so glad that I found this. So that brings me to the other thing that's been going on this week. Well, there's two things really. My parents were here visiting. I don't get to see them very often because they live really far away. So it was really, really nice being able to spend some time with them and just kind of hang out. I cooked dinner one night while they were here, and turns out, coincidentally, it was my father's absolutely favorite dish, and I had no idea. So it worked out perfectly. And by the way, in case you're wondering, beef tips and noodles. He absolutely loved them, so now I know. But the other big thing that has been going on around here, if you saw my social media post, you might already have a clue. But we've had a little bit of trouble around here. Had trouble. What are you doing? What are you doing? Hi. No, this ain't for you. This is for the ducks. So this is me trying to get him to go home again. There's been so much drama around here. I've been calling him trouble because that's what he causes. Can't help himself. He's a puppy and he's a hound dog. All right, go home, buddy. Go home. Keep going. Go home. Go on. Go home. I thought I got him to stay. He saw a squirrel. He chased it at his house. And so I turned around and I left real fast. Nope. Nope. I don't know how many times I've made this walk the last couple days trying to get this hound dog to go home. All he does is cause trouble and try to get himself killed because he tries to follow us in with Sophie and Amos, and Amos is trying to kill him. The joys of country living, I suppose. You see, some people who live near here have some dogs and they let their dogs roam. There's a lot of people around here who just let their dogs roam. But this one particular house, they got a puppy not that long ago. Well, a couple weeks ago, in the middle of the night, this dog showed up at our house. Well, this puppy, little bitty puppy, showed up at my house, setting off all my security stuff. My dog started going crazy, and I'm like, what is going on out here? And I look, and there's a puppy sitting on my step. So, loaded him up, middle of the night, took him back to his house. And then that was that. And then a few days later, here he was again. So I loaded him up in the truck, took him back to his house. Well, several days ago, he came back again. And this time he would not leave. And it was early in the morning. Mr. Smith and I are out there trying to do chores. Our donkey is currently dealing, she's got with a little abscess in her foot. So we're having to give her some extra care and take care of her and work on her. And while we're in there trying to work on her, he keeps running into the fence because he's trying to follow us. Well, then Amos, our mule, is trying to kill him because he's a mule and they're protective and territorial and, you know, he's Amos. And so we're trying to help Sophie. Amos is trying to kill the puppy. Took the puppy, took him home again. 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 And he would not stay home. Dude, you don't live here. You need to go home. I bet your people are wondering where you are. You can't play with the goats. And we are just at a loss because you take him home, he's immediately right back over here. Another morning and yet another day. That dog will not go home. Look, his friends are over there. You would think. Go play with your friends. No, you don't care. He's thinking about it. Look, it's your friends. Go home. Go home. He's thinking about it. Maybe he'll go home. Nope. I have knocked on their door repeatedly. Nobody's answering. I've done it in the morning, I've done it in the evening. Nobody's answering. So I don't know what's going on. Hey you, don't go over there. See, the issue we've been having is he goes in there with Sophie and Amos. And every time he does, Amos tries to kill him. Amos, see, you can see him, look. He ain't having it. They are not having it. Yep, yep. Come on, don't go over there. Don't even do it. Come on. Okay, here he comes. Don't go over there. He'll kill you. Come here. Oh, dude. He's too curious for his own good. That's why I've been calling him Trouble. Dude, he will eat you for lunch. Oh, the drama. Oh, Ruby. No. But we did find out, and I'm not going to go into too much drama, but apparently somebody else had found the puppy, and he took the puppy back to his house because he was worried about getting run over by a car or lost or whatever. And the people chewed him out for picking him up and bringing him back because they said he's a country dog. Well, this country dog was trying to get himself killed by my mule. And so here we are with this puppy who will not go home, who will not leave. My granddaughter now thinks he's her puppy.
Good. There you go.
Good throw.
Thank you. Good dog. Throw it.
Throw it, hurry. But when he showed up and he wouldn't leave and he was causing all this trouble, especially trying to get himself stomped out there by my mule, I started calling him Trouble because that's what he's causing and that's what he's up to. Oh, and you go outside and here he comes a-running and you go, here comes trouble. And in case anybody's wondering, he looks to be a red-bone coonhound. So that is what has been going on this week here at the homestead. Family visits, animal drama, projects, and all sorts of things. So that is it for today, friends. Thank you for joining me here again at the homestead. God bless, and I'll talk to y'all next time.